Morning traders, it's Matt here from the Forex Coach, and we have got a trade this morning. So it's NFP, non-farm payroll over in the US today. So I'm reluctant to trade any sort of dollar pairs really until we've seen the news. Obviously it could create high volatility, and I don't want to get caught in a trade that's going to cause a problem. I've done some analysis, as you're all aware, if you've seen the videos from the last couple of days, and so as I say, I've avoided euro, dollar, and any other dollar pairs, but I've just taken a short on euro yen. So it's set up, it's had a tremendous run up, and basically we're playing a pullback on this. Now, one thing I will say with this is that what is interesting is the indices are currently selling off at the moment. And if we have a look at some of these, such as the EURJPY, which is the DAX, we're having this big downwards pressure, which means in a way risk is off. Now, often the yen is a safe haven, so we should see some strength coming into the yen, which doesn't look like it's been priced in yet, especially looking at this euro. So it'll be interesting to see what happens now, but as I say, we're looking for a fairly quick exit on this. Now it's going to come up to some resistance, especially on this lower price envelope down here. If we do get down there, I probably will take half the position off, and if with the nature of this yen, it can happen fairly quickly. So I haven't split my trades, my lots here, it's just a full lot. So and I need to pop out for a minute. So what I might do is just put a well, it looks like it's coming down now fairly fast, so just keep my eye on it, but I might put a buy order in here just to at half side to hedge it effectively. Okay, just back, and missed it, which is oh no, I haven't. It's triggered. So there you can see the advantage of doing that, and what's just happened, because the buy order has been triggered at that level, and that effectively banked half the profit. So you can see that there. That's come down and hit it nicely. So I'm just going to do a screenshot of that for the members, just so they can see. Okay, it's Matt back here, and I just got stuck then. I moved my my screen over to do a screenshot. And it got stuck on a place. So I've got I've actually got 8 monitors, but on this PC I've got 6 monitors, and it got stuck in a position where I couldn't get to the top toolbar here, and I therefore couldn't move it or anything. So I just got stuck. So what have I done while I've not been recording is I had the buy limit triggered down here, which effectively banked half the position. Now when I was away, I came back and the price had bumped up to here. So what I decided to do, which was a bit different technically, at any point what I should have done effectively, as I was using that buy limit to bank half the position, was to then close the buy limit down at a profit, and then close half of the original short position down at a profit. However, greediness has taken the better of me, and rather than doing that, because the price action and it shot up so quickly, I just banked the half profit, and have then released that, so released the hedge effectively, and now net short again the original 1 lot position. So that's what I've done, and from that we can then see if this can now continue this move down. If this works, again, I'm not sure if this is going to work, because I'll just now bring this over so you can see what I'm talking about. It's not a very clear picture, to be honest. I'm just doing a screenshot. So this was the screenshot of the position. It's a bit blurry, but hopefully you can read this. So the original short position was in there. I was popping out, so I drew my red line at my support zone and put in a buy limit order in there. That then got triggered and got filled. Price bounced up, which effectively then meant that I had still net banked half profits. However, at some point what I should have done was release the half profit hedge, and at that point closed down half of the original position, which would have left me net short half a lot. However, what I decided to do, slightly different, was to up here close down the half lot short, half lot buy limit, leaving me still net short one lot. So I just thought I'd explain that and the idea of what I've done there, just so you're clear, on sort of how that works and how that should have technically worked, but how I've changed it slightly, just purely because you know, I wanted to, really. Hi guys, just back, and I am going to close off this half the original position now. So this is getting a quite complicated trade, and I don't usually make them this complicated. And I'll just go through in a bit more detail what's going on here. Okay, I'm getting a few questions on the group. It's a bit of a confusing, depending on obviously the level of experience, it's a bit of a confusing method and way of trading and stuff like that. So I'm just going to explain how the signals work and how trade setups work and that. Often when I place a trade, I will have a TP1 and a TP2. Now what that means is people can split their orders into two. So for example, if we were taking a short here on the euro yen like we did this morning, and excuse the quality of this screenshot, it's just not come out very well because it's actually been posted to Telegram and I've stolen it off there, but nevertheless it will demonstrate what I need to demonstrate. So if we entered short up here and I had two target prices, then we would put our initial short order in at this level, and we'd put a limit order at TP1, which would have been there, and then a second limit order at TP2. And then usually what we can do then is just sit back and let our trade play out. However, in the trade this morning, because at the time I didn't know I only had one target price, I just put the TP1 in on the trade. So the trade set up on the euro yen this morning was this. I'll just get it up for you. So that was the trade set up on the euro yen this morning. Now what that meant was we only had one target price down here. So after a few minutes of watching the price action, I noticed that there was a support level on this moving average here. So what I decided to do was because that also corresponded with support on the 1 hour chart that I was seeing as well. So I knew that if it got down to there, looking at the speed that the price was moving at, that what I'd like to do was to have taken part the profits off there. However, I couldn't do that because my trade was in one full position, so I couldn't split the trade. So what I do, and the method to get around this, is to put a buy limit in this case. If you was obviously trading alongside, you're putting a sell limit, so put in a buy limit, and if price gets down to the buy limit, then it will trigger the trade and activate it, and effectively net bank you half profits. So I put in the buy limit, I went out. When I came back, I went out, you know, up here or something. When I came back 15 minutes later, I noticed that the buy limit had been triggered and price was back up here. Now at that point, at any point now, what I could have done and what I should have done to effectively bank half profits was to close the buy limit, which would have at that point been in profit, and at the same time close half of the original sell order. So in my case, I was short one lot here, and then I was buying 0.5 lots here. So I should have closed that off, the 0.5, and closed half of the one lot off, leaving me short 0.5 lots. However, I saw another opportunity and I didn't do that. So what I decided to do was to wait for this to push back up to just under the original entry point around here. I closed off the buy limit and left myself short one full lot to my original position again. Because what I thought I could see was going to happen was that this was going to really then just sell off quickly. However, that didn't happen, and what then happened was this price envelope started to scoop around, and price actually came back up to this moving average here, and then sold back down to this lower price envelope. At that point, the trade was in jeopardy because it could still push higher again. So that's at the point where I then decided that I will now close half the original position. So that's where we were at. Let's have a look now, and now it's starting to come off. So it was the right call, but obviously, you know, hopefully that's made sense as to what I've done. Basically, I just gave myself some options. It made the trade a lot more complicated to follow, and it's very rare that, you know, this sort of thing happens, to be honest. In fact, since I've been doing the trading, in fact, that's the first time this year that I've actually done that. So, you know, it might happen once a month, but I wouldn't say more frequently than that. So hopefully that clears that up and is a good lesson on what you can do. It just gives you a few more options of what you can do with a trade and stuff. Hi guys, just back, and we've had NFP released, and we exited this Euro Yen before NFP. I didn't want to be sitting in it. So we got it out up here somewhere on that second half, so it was still a winning trade, but just not so much so on that second half. So we've now just had NFP released, and the NFP numbers look good, the earnings look good. So stronger dollar, we're seeing here this coming off now, and so it hasn't had that blip up, but there was always the risk it could have that. So what's the plan here? Well, if we've now got 20 minutes or so to the close of the hour, it's going to have a strong, it's looking like it's going to have a strong close down on this 4-hour bar. And what we need to do is to look if we can get a bounce up, and then we can get in short at some point if that is the trade that I want to take. So I'll be looking at that this afternoon on the euro dollar. And as far as the other pairs goes, I think it's a similar sort of picture where we've seen this dollar strength coming through. So we can see pounds come off, dollar yen's pushed higher, dollar CAD's pushed higher. So yeah, so that's where we're at the moment. Fairly decent size moves, but nothing exceptional, to be honest. And we haven't had that sort of whipsawing that we often see on NFP. So let's just measure this move here. So not a lot at all, really. General size about 30 odd pips, and not a huge amount really. Okay, so I'll just pause the video for now. Okay, I'm back in on a Euro Yen short. And so as a trade was in earlier, took some profits, then messed around, NFP came out, so I got out, and it pushed up, and then since then it started to come off again. So It's moving pretty fast, to be fair, at the moment. So target's just down here. We're going to be targeting this moving average, which is a 200 period. Okay, this Euro Yen's had a good strong close down on that 5-minute bar. We've already gone through this moving average, so it's going to provide less resistance this time than it has done previous times. However, as always, there's a possibility that this could now bounce higher. So I'm just tempted, because it is still a full lot position, to close off half the position around this sort of level. I'm just going to close half off this trade here, because it is a full lot position. Hi guys, just back, and we did actually come back up on this Euro Yen. It's starting to roll over a bit again now. I added in a small scalpy type add-in just up here, which I'm now just about to close out. And hopefully we can now see this come down. So that's the original half position on. As I say, we took half off down here. It's pushed back up. I added in a little extra, just taking that off, and now I'm riding in. Good thing about doing that is that it now gives me enough to create a break-even trade. If I trail the stop down to these highs, I can make this trade now break even, which I will now do. In fact, either way, now I can make this a winning trade by trailing that stop down there. Based on what I've banked, you know, that's still going to be, even if it pushes up and stops me out, that's still going to be a winning trade. Okay, here comes the Euro. We're now 17 minutes into this video, and I've gone through loads on it. I have messed about with my charts and that while I've been recording this, so I'm a bit concerned that all of this talking and everything might not be recorded, and I might have to, I don't know, re-record this video somehow, but hopefully it's recording. There's no way of me checking until I actually hit the stop button. I'm gonna change the target, I think, on this trade, because I've just noticed we've got this this untested moving average here, which is the 50 period on the 15-minute chart, which may provide us with some support. Although, looking at this, we've got nice, our target actually correlates with this 21 period moving average on the hourly chart quite nicely. So it is a we're coming down now. I might just take a bit off this, because I think we're probably just about nearly on that. I'm just going to get ready. I'm going to actually just close a part of this trade, leaving a quarter on, because I'm actually happy to be getting out of this trade, to be honest, because I wouldn't mind just wrapping this video up. Just needs to come down a touch more. In fact, I'm gonna close out this trade here, because I'm gonna get this video wrapped. And let me just message this out to the group. Okay, I've just messaged that out. Obviously, you know, what does happen is sometimes I get out at a great level, and it might then bounce, and by the time the message gets out to people and they look at it and they execute it, then they've not quite got as good a price. But then it works the other way as well. Sometimes I message out and I've got out here, and often the moves then continued and they've got out at a better price. So it probably averages out even, and that's relates to entries as well, because, you know, when we got into this trade up here, some people might not have got in as early as me. So that's just one thing to mention. Anyway, we're out of that trade. I want to wrap this video up because it's getting on for 20 minutes, and because I messed about with it, I've got a worry or a concern that it may not have recorded. So I will probably carry on trading today, but I'm currently 315 quid up, or pounds, up for the day. I'll just do you a screenshot of that, of the day's P&L. I'm not sure if you could, in fact, I'm just going to do a little trial, because I believe that if I do this, you'll be able to see that. So you can see there the P&L, you can see here my scalping trades as normal, the ones without the stop losses, and then the signal trades, the ones with the stop losses on there. You can see we took a small loss on one part of it just before non-farm payroll. You can see I exited that at 120, 10 minutes before non-farm payroll. It's the right decision because it then pushed higher and managed to get a better exit. Just in case that is not visible, I am going to just do a screenshot of that and bring it across as well. Okay, screenshot brought across. So you can see there 315. I've actually had 5 out of 5 winning days this week, and I'll now just show you what my P&L for the week looks like. Okay, again, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see this. You probably won't be able to see the bottom of it anyway, but that's all my trades for the week. I'll just do a screen grab of that, and you can see them here. Oh, lost it. Hold on. There we go. So £1,800. I've got loads of trades. This isn't even all of the trades, to be honest. I'm not able to move this across for some reason, but £1,800 up, or £1,900 almost up for the week. So as I say, we've got losers in there. You can see that this is by no way all the trades. You know, there's probably half of them in total. You can see the dates of these ones start. But it's been a good week, trading. Markets have been really nice this week, and let's just have a look at this euro yen. Oh, it's coming off nicely now. So it was an early exit on that one. Like I say, the people who are on the part of the signal members, that would have been a target price hit. But anyway, I want to get this video wrapped up. I've had a good week trading, so I'm happy to get out and get wrapped up. Hopefully the signal members, by the time they reacted to that, got a better feel, better price than me on that trade. And that's it. So let's just look at these markets quickly. The euro is coming off, which it's had a very strong run down on this 4-hour bar here. So, you know, it's looking quite negative. We've got this negative momentum coming in. We've not got any major news, so this could be it now for the euro. This could be time to roll over. It's just got so close to that trend line. When it closed up here last night, I just thought, oh, the non-farm payroll is going to be the one that just pushes it up there and takes all of these stops out before it then does roll over, but it hasn't. Didn't do the spike up and stuff, so I don't know what's going to happen. This could be it now. We could start seeing this dollar strength coming back in now, and this euro rolling over. But you know, we've still got to be careful because it can always just do that and take out this high still before it then does do the big move down. So I'm not entering any swing trades in yet, short on euro dollar, but I mean there's other opportunities. We've got the dollar, or the Aussie dollar, and that again looks really bearish now. We've got a nice run down on the 4-hour charts. Look at that move. A great move after this huge run up. So it's looking really bearish, but there's going to have to be some backfilling either way, more than likely. So potentially we could get some back up to these sort of levels, in which case it would be a nice entry point to get in on. So so that's it. I hope you've had a good day and a good week's trading. I hope the video's helped, and I'm going to wrap this one up. Bye for now.